The combat medic in Vietnam. Those were the guys you wanted nearby when the world was coming apart at the seams. And this story is about one of them. Specialist 4th Class Robert F. Doty, Bob, who served as a combat medic in the 2nd Battalion, 14th Infantry Regiment, 25th Infantry Division. The docs, as they were called, weren't just medics. They were lifelines. They weren't tucked away safely behind the front lines. No, they were in it, running toward the screams, toward the chaos, toward the hurt. Picture this: thick jungle, heat pressing down like a second skin, the deafening crack of rifle fire, the gut-churning thump of artillery. Then, out of the madness, comes the doc, dodging bullets, sliding into the dirt beside a wounded soldier. It didn't matter how bad it was: blood pumping, limbs mangled, chest sucking in air through a fresh hole. He was there, packing wounds, wrapping tourniquets, shoving morphine into trembling arms. Most of these guys weren't surgeons, but they did more than anyone had a right to ask. They learned to do whatever was necessary, treating burns, splinting busted legs, dragging men out when the fight wasn't done, but their bodies were. Some of them got so good at stopping the bleeding that they worked miracles right there in the mud. And the way the grunts felt about their medics, pure, unshakable devotion. It didn't matter if they'd only met him that morning. The doc became one of them, one of us. He was the guy who might save your life. He might be carrying an M16, sometimes just a 45, but everybody knew he was braver than most. There was a silent agreement. You do everything you can to keep the doc alive, because he's the one keeping you alive, and that made them a special target for the NVA snipers. Nobody forgot their doc. Whether he made it through or not, his name stuck. Years later, in the quiet moments, veterans would think back to the jungle, the fire, the panic, and they'd remember the guy who ran toward them when everything was falling apart. So yeah, those combat medics, absolute legends. And Bob, he was one of them. Through jungle heat and battle's din, where fear ran deep and hope ran thin, a steady hand, a voice so sure, he mended wounds no man should endure. He bore a rifle, but led no charge, yet carried burdens just as large. Through fire and chaos, pain and strife, his touch became the thread of life. To weary grunts, he was the light, a steadfast calm in darkest night. Through whispered prayers and steady care, he stood so others breathed fresh air. And though he bore his own deep scars, his service shines like distant stars. A medic, soldier, heart so true, Bob, we stand in thanks for you.
Bob, your service as a combat medic wasn't just about skill, it was about courage. You ran toward the wounded, knowing full well that the same bullets, the same chaos could take you too. You felt the fear, the weight of it pressing down in every firefight, but you never let it stop you. Your hands steadied when others shook. Your instincts took over when hesitation meant death. You were their hope when everything else fell apart. Thank you for standing strong when every instinct told you to run, for pushing through the fear, for saving lives when the odds were stacked against you. You are, and always will be, a brother in arms, forged in the fire, remembered with respect.
Doc Bob, Robert F. Doty, U.S. Army Specialist, 4th Class, Combat Medic, MOS 68W. Thank you for your unwavering service and selflessness. Never ever forget that to a lot of those guys around you, you made a difference.
During the research and planning stages of this presentation, the following are some of the many available sources of information, both factual and anecdotal, that were consulted. I am also indebted to Tia, who, unbeknown to Bob, obtained some of the finer detail from him as my inside confidential informant. So thank you, Tia, for your invaluable assistance.
It has been my privilege to create this tribute in recognition of the remarkable combat medic and the unwavering service given in Vietnam. Bob, a man of quiet humility, he has rarely spoken of the role he played, yet my research has revealed a legacy of courage, dedication and selflessness that cannot be understated. On the battlefield where uncertainty reigned and the cost of service was measured in lives, he answered the call with steady hands and an unwavering heart. His actions saved lives, provided comfort in the most harrowing moments, and left an impact beyond words. As a friend and a fellow veteran from across the ocean, I extend my deepest gratitude and respect. Your service mattered. Your sacrifice will always be honoured, and though you may not seek recognition, you have certainly earned it. Robert F. Doty, I salute you.